What's up guys, David with Vares Media here, and today I'm going to talk to you about some very cool accessories that can help you get more cinematic shots and have an easier time while you do it. Sound good? Well, the K&F concept filters we are going to discuss today are going to do exactly that. We can get that cinematic haze and beautiful lighting alongside wide aperture bokeh with the traditional movie motion blur, all in a marvelously magnetic model. I'll be testing them with some of my favorite lenses using both the Sony ZV-E10 and A7C. And just before we start, if you enjoyed the video, then please do like, subscribe, comment, and check out the affiliate links in the description. You'll find the filters there as well as everything used to make this video, so click through and check it out to support the channel. With that said, let's start by covering design, build quality, and user experience. I have two filters here. One is an ND filter and the other is a black diffusion filter. But the cool and new thing about these fundamental filmmaking fixtures is that they are magnetic. That makes attaching and removing much faster and more convenient, as well as very tactile and satisfying. Each filter feels high quality, robust, and well made. Plus, I've been using K&F concept filters for a while prior to them contacting me, so I am confident they're well built. You get three components with each filter: the magnetic attachment, which is what screws into your lens filter thread and then you leave there, the filters themselves, which attach magnetically, and last but not least is a magnetic lens cap, which frankly has a very cool design. When something looks like it could be one of Batman's gadgets, it gets my approval for design aesthetic. Quality and materials are great too. Both filters use specific glass polishing and coating processes to achieve scratch-proof, mold-proof, waterproof, and anti-greasy characteristics. I just wish I could engineer that last one for my terrible hair. And the lens cap is threaded as well as magnetic, so you can rock that slick look even without the magnetic filters. Plus, it should be pretty robust given it's made from aerospace grade aluminium. It does take a bit of practice to remove the lens cap without accidentally removing the filter at the same time, but the convenience and speed quickly compensate for that small learning curve. I've also found the magnets to be reassuringly strong, and I've had no concerns about the filters falling off. Plus, you can combine the filters magnetically, like you saw earlier, which is nice. On the flip side, the thread of these magnetic filters looks like you might be able to screw other filters into the front, but with what I've tried, other 67mm filters, it seems to be a bit too shallow, at least for anything I have, which looks like it matches up. So just be aware the magnetic filters may not combine with non-magnetic filters super easily. Overall, it's all very good stuff, but what about the actual impact on your images, and how can these things help you get more cinematic footage? Well, let's start with the ND filter. If you aren't familiar, these act like sunglasses for cameras, reducing the amount of light coming in, but if it's a good quality one, like these filters are, then it doesn't impact the image aside from that exposure reduction. Could they work as sunglasses for people? Well, that's a question for your fashion sensibilities, I guess. The so-called cinematic motion blur look is typically achieved using a shutter speed of either 1/48 or 1/50, and can often also use wide apertures to get nice subject separation, and you know I love the beautiful blurry background bokeh. But if you try shooting like that in daylight or well-lit conditions, you'll often end up with more overexposure problems than a compulsive public nudist. Add the ND, and you get to keep your desired cinematic settings while retaining great image quality and correct exposure. The one that I'm testing here is an ND64, which is equivalent to 6 stops of exposure reduction, and that level works really nicely in pretty bright sunlight conditions. If you're one of these photograpers that I keep hearing so much about, then an ND can also be great for long exposure shots, since the exposure reduction allows you to use much slower shutter speeds without blowing out your shot. And what if you want a narrower aperture shot? Maybe conditions change, it gets darker or similar. Well, you can instantly remove the filter thanks to that magnetic capability, if you don't want to just compensate by tweaking ISO, which is very nice-o. Terrible rhyming aside, the ND is convenient, effective, and nice to use. Our black diffusion filter shares all those same characteristics, but has a different flavor of cinematic enhancement for your footage. The effect here is that filmic haze type look, often most easily seen with a glow or halo around lights, as you can see with the examples on screen right now. More generally, it can also subtly smooth out skin imperfections and pleasingly soften things without impacting detail or image quality. But what do you think? As you can tell by my terrible jokes, subtlety isn't necessarily my strong point, so I find the diffusion effect a bit harder to spot in good light. Can you see a difference in the grim skin and even grimmer features thanks to the diffusion filter? Let me know. I'd say the effect on lights is definitely easier to spot, but for my taste it's also very cinematic and cool looking, with a hazy glow that I really like. This is definitely going to be one of my new favorite choices for low light shooting from now on. It's worth saying that the diffusion filters, just like the ND filters, are available in a variety of different strengths. The one that I'm testing is a 1/4 strength in the middle of the most common 1/8 to 1/2 type of range. And for my taste, it's a really nice starting point. If you want something subtler, look out for a 1/8 strength or a 1/2 strength or 1 strength for stronger effects. To be honest, I actually had so much fun using this filter, I will probably upload a little footage and music montage at some point just to use all the shots that I liked. So you might have got the impression that I like these filters, and you'd be damn right, but can I recommend them? Well, just before I answer that, if you've enjoyed the video, then please do like, subscribe, comment, and check out the affiliate links to support the channel and all the work that goes into it. All of that is really appreciated. And with that said, the last factor to consider in any recommendation is pricing. Of course, this will change over time, so check out the links for the latest. But right now, the magnetic ND and diffusion filters are around £50 to £60, depending on size. That compares to around the £30 to £40 range for the regular non-magnetic equivalents. Does the magnetic convenience justify the extra cost? Well, if you change filters a lot, then maybe yes, it is super convenient and the time saved will add up pretty quickly. You might also consider the pricing against some of the significantly more expensive brands out there and view the magnetic filters as a more convenient but still better value alternative. So that brings us to the end for today. Massive thank you for watching, especially making it all the way to the end. You know what to do if you liked the video, but do you know what's even more important than that? Until next time, take it easy. This is what happens when you've got greasy fingers. This is what happens when you need to use cloth. Microfiber cloth, very helpful cloth. Microfiber cloth, why don't you have a theme tune? Why are my fingers greasy? I don't know. But the microfiber cloth ensures they don't show. Microfiber cloth, my best friend, oh gosh. Cloth doesn't rhyme with gosh.